Hello, everyone. This is Bill Apter down here at Apter's Alley, January 1st, 2025. And I was hoping to just come on and be very lighthearted and wish you all a happy new year, which I do wish. But death doesn't take a holiday. It really doesn't. We found out earlier today that yesterday, on New Year's Eve, um, that the legendary Sweet Daddy Siki had died at age 91. Now, there's a connection with my wrestling fandom and Sweet Daddy Siki. When I was a kid in the 1960s, I used to hang out at Sunnyside Garden in Queens, New York. Got to see all the people who were becoming legends, and one of them was Sweet Daddy Siki. I loved his matches against Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, against the Giant Baba, against Tiger Jack Vansky. And his tag team matches with his best friend, Bearcat Wright. And Siki had not only a great ring style, I remember his drop kicks. He used to like do this before he would do the drop kick, 3 drop kicks and a pin. That was his finish back then in the 60s. But his interviews were classic. You listened to his interviews. He was one of the best, as we used to say in the magazine, good guys, or in the business, baby faces ever. Incredible style. And I was a big fan of his, and Bearcats as well, especially when they were tag team against the Fabulous Kangaroos, the Bastine brothers. And then something happened where Siki dyed his hair blonde and became a heel. I was still a fan of his. He still wrestling the same style, but he was wrestling against what we call the good guys or the baby faces. Years later, he left the Capital Wrestling Corporation, run by Vince McMahon Sr., and started working all over the world. But he wound up in Toronto for the rest of his wrestling life. Toronto, Detroit, those areas, and as a good guy. But not only did he wrestle, he wrote his own songs and he performed them. He was also a karaoke host toward later on in his life. Just a great character who, if he was around today, he would have been a top shelf, either heel or baby face. He was absolutely amazing. So to Sweet Daddy Siki's fans, friends, and especially his family, blessings and condolences. And man, it just, again, it takes me back to my days, even though I'm still a fan, it takes me back to my days of forming that fan kid that brought me into the business. And Sweet Daddy Siki was a large part of that fandom. Much love. Rest in peace, Sweet Daddy Siki. This is Bill Apter, January 1st, 2025. And I'm sorry the news isn't all good, but Happy New Year to everyone out there.